Hey, what is going on with y'all, man? It is Black Balloon, and I'm coming back with another video, so y'all already know what's going on. Alright, y'all. Now, today, I think this will be a very good topic to speak about. I saw this random clip, right? I saw this on IG, and it comes from TikTok. You know, a couple of people been posting it. The clip came from a guy who's an electrician that is working for Tesla, working for Elon Musk, and he's wiring a bunch of stuff to help the process of building robots, right? And now this is a real clip. This is a real thing, and I thought it was super interesting. Like, soon as the guy started talking, it captured my attention, and I automatically knew we had to talk about this on the channel, right? Something we don't talk about that much, but it needs to be talked about because it's current, and it's something. It's going to a place where it's gonna be our reality. It's actually starting to become our reality already, but they're very smart with it. They place it in front of you in certain areas that, it's not too threatening, in order to get your mind used to it. So when these different levels start to happen, you won't be so shocked about it. A lot of people are starting to see Chick-fil-A having little robots deliver their food. Like here in Atlanta downtown around the Falcons Stadium, they have security dogs that are robot. Like legit, like robotic little dogs. I don't know if you want to call them dogs, but they have 4 legs and they patrol the stadium in that little area. So I wanted to take this video. We're going to check this clip out. It's not that long of a clip, maybe 2 minutes, right? We're going to talk about Elon Musk. And on the back half of this video, we're also going to get into something that needs to be talked about a lot more. And we were talking about it in the previous video with the whole Olympic, trans thing and so on and so on. Because I saw something which a lot of you may know, but it has to do with Elon Musk as well. And it's just a conversation that needs to be had, especially when we're talking about kids, and how all of this stuff is being pushed on us, more than it's ever been. So y'all, we'll go ahead and jump into this clip first and cover the first half of this video. Then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna talk about this a little bit more. Check this out.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people from my last video saying that nothing's coming, nothing's gonna happen, I'm paranoid, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna tell you like this is where I'm working, okay? I'll read that. That's where I'm working right now. The man who owns that company, I'll say Elon Tusk. Y'all know Elon Tusk. Find the rhyme, the rhythm. He has us working 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week. I'm an electrician. I wire up all the machinery that they're using to build the trucks. I'm wiring up all the machinery that they are using to build these robots, okay? We are working 12 hours, 7 days a week. I have worked for TikTok. I have worked for Amazon. I have worked for Samsung. I have worked for Fortune 500 companies all year. Nobody is pushing their people like this, okay? 12-hour shifts. He is trying to complete this for something. I promise you, bro, soon as these robots go online, it will kill 80% of the job force. All you people driving trucks in restaurants who don't think this can happen in Japan, they already have robots serving tables. They already have nurses that are being robotically projected from monitors to help patients. Your job is not safe, okay? 80% of the workforce will be killed by these robots. As soon as he puts these AIs inside of these robots, I promise you, bro, they will think, be smarter, faster, and they do not need to sleep, bro. We call in. I called in 3 days ago because I worked 6 days straight. Robots don't do that, and that's what they are pushing for, bro. Have you sitting at home with the real ID, with your Fed Now money, taking free governmental universal income, slave, bro. Victim to the system, bro. They do not want you out here moving how you want. They do not want you collecting resources. They don't want you to do anything without their knowledge, bro. They want to track every transaction. They want to track your whereabouts. They want to know what you're thinking, bro. And all they want to do is monetize and commercialize that. It's that mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is taking things that should not be for money or for sale and making them for sale, like your soul, love, things of that nature, bro. And y'all say that it's not coming, bro. It's right around the corner. I promise you, bro, this is coming. Where I'm working right now has proven that. This man sends drones on the top of the buildings, drones inside the building to count how many people are working at all times. This is not a game, bro. I'm telling you, this is just his company, bro. Imagine what they're doing. Like Facebook, all these companies are together. They're acting like they're competitors. They're not. They all have one agenda, bro. And each of them are doing their part. I promise you. I need y'all to really think about this, bro. They're building bulletproof trucks with robots. I don't know if you've seen it, but look it up. Recently, a guy just got pulled over in Dubai by a Cybertruck police, and it had a robot in it, and the robot gave him a ticket for using his phone and not being buckled up. And they sent the fine to his phone. I promise you, bro, these cars are not for normal civilians. You do not make bulletproof trucks for civilians. He is going to supply and fleet out the military and the police force, bro. We will not be able to run and hide. They've already stopped making V8 engines in trucks, and the Chargers are no more Hellcats or Hemis being produced. They're all V6s. We will not be able to escape this shit, bro. I promise you, bro, these robots are going to take your job. They're going to be police forced. They're going to be the new revolution, bro. And we're going to be on our asses like idiocracy. I promise.
All right, y'all. Now, there's a lot to take from that clip. I think there's a lot to discuss. You know, when we talk about electric cars and where things are going, when we talk about robots, you know, when we talk about them wanting to turn police forces into, 80% robots. Just how I showed that little small clip of the robot patrolling around the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It's becoming a lot deeper than we know. Like, I found an article from 2017 about Dubai's police force that I want to read to y'all real quick. And it just goes to show you that they've been working on this for a very long time. Now, that article was over 7 years ago, and they had a plan for what they're actually doing now. Now, I saw the video of the 2 robots that pulled the guy over. I don't think it was real. It looked like it was AI generated.
Fasten your seatbelt. Stop using your phone while driving. Fasten your seatbelt.
But it was very eerie watching it, and I'm pretty sure they're very close to that as well, because it showed the AI robots in a Cybertruck, and they rolled their window down, said something to the driver, and then boom, the driver got a message to his phone, with the ticket basically. And I'm pretty sure they're not far from that, and that would just be insane for you to instantly get a ticket to your phone. But in the world we live in, that's not, that's not crazy. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get there where, there isn't citations no more. It's just gonna show up to your phone. And if you choose to, not respond, so on and so on, you'll just be tracked down and dealt with. But there's a lot to talk about, even as far as, the job industries and lower wage jobs being taken over by robots. Like he said, there's been robot servers since like 2018 in Japan, or 2019, somewhere around there. But it's not as robotic as you think. At least back at that time, they may be more advanced now, because at first they were actually using human voices that like controlled the robots. Maybe it was because of C-19, and y'all know what happened in 2020. Maybe it was because of that. But the humans were like it was still the human's voice, but it was just a robot actually getting you everything in the restaurant. So basically it was like no contact. So, and I'm pretty sure now they're much more advanced with actual robots serving you at restaurants, because they have restaurants that are completely served by robots. So we're seeing that across the board, especially things with, especially jobs like warehouse jobs. They're seeing robots going from station to station, doing things that humans can do, but aren't willing to do all the time. Because like he said, you're tired, you want to call out, you're sleepy, there's so much going on, and they can just create a robot that doesn't sleep, that doesn't need to eat, doesn't need to take a break. It just does what it's programmed to do, and it does it all the time with 100% effectiveness. Obviously, that's the goal, because from this article that I just want to read y'all real quick, it's not a long article. It literally tells you that that's the goal. So that's why I say there's a lot of stuff to unpack with just that one clip. And it didn't take a random guy talking about it that happens to work for, Tesla, Elon Musk. It's something that we already see and notice, but I think it's also like a reality check that this stuff is really going on, and we're moving toward a future where it's going to be hard to be like self-sufficient, because people need these jobs. Everybody doesn't have a degree and a career where they can sustain their lives, because they have so much money saved up. People are check to check dependent on these jobs that are easily accessible for like the average citizen. You know what I'm saying? So this stuff will be very crucial. And remember in the last video I did, maybe not the last video, but when we were talking about technology and AI and all this stuff being a mark of the beast, remember they said about 10 years ago we were 50 years ahead in technology that they haven't shown us. They said now we're 250 years ahead in tech that we have not yet seen. Think about that, y'all. If we're over 200 years in tech that we have not yet seen, just imagine what they have. It's just like I said at the beginning of this video. They roll these things out so it's not as, threatening to your life. Because right now, they don't have full control. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of what will be a new world order. That's why I said, they're sprinkling it right now, because they can't just pour it out all at one time, because it wouldn't work that way. Just like this whole thing with, electric cars, everything, being electric, attached to a grid, things that they can control, which is why they're trying to get rid of engine-made cars, high-powered cars, I mean, he had it a little confused at the end. You don't need a Hellcat or V8 to escape police cars. There's, most V6s that are turboed and tuned are a lot faster than V8 cars, but that's neither here nor there. The ultimate goal is to obviously kill gas-powered cars, high-powered engines, and turn everything electric, which can be controlled, turned on, and turned off, especially if there's some kind of power grid attack or, blackout, all of this stuff. You can't charge your electric vehicle if you need to go somewhere. Hell, they could probably just hack into it almost like they could do a regular car and shut you down. But it's not so easy with gas-powered cars. If you got some gas, more than likely you can get in that car and get gone. People can store up on hella gas if they really wanted to, but no one sees that as a threat right now. But if everyone's riding around in electric cars, you can't charge a car when there's blackouts everywhere in the country. You're stuck where you are. And I believe that's one of the main reasons. And it's also to support robots. You can't have robots if you don't have electric cars. It just doesn't match. A town full of robots, but everyone's still driving in gas-powered cars. It just doesn't make sense. Now, real quick in this article, it says RoboCop is real, at least in the Middle East. Now, mind y'all, this article is more than 7 years old, as stated by Forbes. Dubai police are deploying a robot policeman. The life-size patrolman is straight out of the uncanny valley It can help identify wanted criminals and collect evidence, and will patrol busy areas in the city as part of a government program aimed at replacing some human crime fighters with machines. Because why leave to meat-based chance what you can compute with a scary face pile of gears and plastic? This is key right here. This does not apply to just Dubai. This is everywhere. The Dubai police force is hoping to replace a quarter of its human cops with droid cops by 2030. 2030 agenda. The uniformed bot cop may be able to read human faces and identify possible miscreants, but it disturbingly lacks a mouth, and its face is a white spread of emptiness embedded with two darkly sunken eyes. Look like a damn demon bot. That might have to be my thumbnail right there. Looks like a damn demon. Key. One more time, y'all. The Dubai police force is hoping to replace a quarter of its human cops with droid cops by 2030. Think about that. That's not just gonna happen in Dubai. It's gonna happen all over the world, y'all. It's definitely gonna come to America. It's definitely gonna come here. That's like that movie with that they just had on Netflix where all the what was it called? The End is Near or something like that, where all the Teslas were crashing into each other. With Sandra Bullock. Y'all remember that movie. You know, that movie had a lot of symbolism in it. I think we talked about that briefly, but this stuff is gonna happen, y'all. This stuff is gonna happen, and you know, it's kind of scary to think about, but it's not surprising. You know, they definitely have agendas with this whole electric car thing. I think that's one of the biggest things to talk about next to, you know, job forces and everything being taken over by robots eventually. And it's crazy for us to talk about this because back when Will Smith, Our Robot, and all that came out, you know, we were nowhere near this time, but they were painting a future, you know. They definitely was painting a future. So, you know, a guy like Elon Musk, that's the richest man in the country, we can only imagine the power that he holds. When you have that much money, nothing is off limits, y'all. Nothing is off limits. And it takes me to something else they're promoting. Remember I said I wanted to do the back half of this video about the topic that's been going around lately, you know, with trans and all of this stuff that they're throwing in our faces with the kids and stuff, right? So I want to jump into this article because I'm sorry I got to talk y'all heads off this video, but we got to talk about this stuff. So I never knew Elon Musk had a trans daughter or son. I think he was a boy first, or however it goes. I don't get into it much, right? So we're going to read from this article and talk about this real quick. Now, this article is not old at all. It was published on July 22nd, and they actually just updated it a few days ago on the 29th, right? And, you know, obviously this comes in light with the entire Paris Olympics thing, but, you know, this is something that's been going on. It instantly makes me think about Dwayne Wade and his son as well. A lot of these high-profile celebs, you know, they go through these, like, I don't even know if we want to call them rituals, humiliation rituals, but I wouldn't even call it that. I would just say they're pushing this agenda, and, you know, if they're agreeing to it, you know. I don't even know if anyone could force Elon Musk to do anything, but this is what he's a part of. You know, he's considered behind the curtain. In a sense, he's one of the people that runs the world, in a sense. Like, when you have that much money, you have the power to almost do anything, you know. So who knows what kind of things that he's behind with the government, military, so on and so on. And I just feel like a lot of these high profile people are pushing this agenda with no problem. You know, someone like Dwayne Wade, you know, he's being used to do it. He agreed to it. You know, he agreed to let his young child, you know, turn himself into a female. The article reads, Tesla CEO Elon Musk said his estranged transgender daughter was killed by the woke mind virus after he was tricked into agreeing to gender-affirming care procedures. In an interview with a psychologist and conservative commentator, Dr. Jordan Peterson, the ex-owner called gender reassignment surgery child mutilation and sterilization. He then discussed his 20-year-old child, Vivian Wilson, who he said underwent the procedures during the pandemic. I was essentially tricked into signing documents for one of my older boys. This was really before I had any understanding of what was going on, and we had the C word going on. So there was a lot of confusion, and I was told, he was saying that he was told his child might unalive himself. He claimed the process is done to children who are far below the age of consent, and said he agreed with Peterson's belief that anyone who promotes the practice should go to prison. I was tricked into doing this, Musk said. I lost my son, essentially. They call it dead naming for a reason. The reason they call it dead naming is because your son is dead. Musk went on to say that the experience set him on a mission. I vowed to destroy the woke mind virus after that, Musk said, and we're making some progress. You know, whether you want to believe that Elon Musk didn't know about it or he was tricked into, agreeing to it, you have to understand. His son was 16 at the time. He said this happened back during the pandemic. That is now 4 years ago. The guy is 20. So he got that surgery done at 16. He said they call it dead naming for a reason. And that is because his son is dead because he changed his gender. But I think it's a lot, bigger than just talking about Elon Musk and his son now, daughter now, trans or whatever. Only reason I brought him up because, it's being pushed even that high up to a guy like Elon Musk. It's already in our face, through everything that they promote today. Shows, movies, music, everything. Especially Hollywood. Everything coming out of Hollywood, the new shows, everything, they either have some kind of scene that's man on man. They have men dating trans. Even in that show, The Chi, one of the actors on The Chi, he didn't want to date a trans girl in the show. So he left the show and another guy agreed to do it. One black guy left and they got another black guy to come on and play that role and have a trans girl in the show. He's dating a trans. And like I said in the, the Paris video, I don't do it to promote hate on anything, but when it comes to the kids, when it comes to promoting this to kids and parents actually allowing their kids to become, girls or, at 14, 15 years old, they're having surgeries when their brains don't even understand any of this kind of stuff, it becomes sick. Like I said, I leave all the judging up to God. Everyone has to answer, at the end of the day. When it comes to that, then it becomes sick. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, this is being pushed on all levels, not just to adults. It's becoming sick. It's becoming sick, y'all. And it's only gonna continue with people out here saying there's 15 genders and all kind of wild ass shit. It's only gonna continue. So I thought at the back half of this video, we would just talk about that a little bit. I more wanted to focus on, the whole robot thing that we went into earlier. I thought that was a very interesting clip, y'all. Let me know what y'all think about everything. And, if y'all want another video or part 2 where we go into this stuff a little bit more, be sure to let me know, man. With that being said, y'all, hope y'all enjoyed that video. It's Black Balloon, and I'm going to see y'all soon. I'm out.